Hello, good evening, and welcome to Iron Port here on Metropolitan Television. It's day number 1 in the month of December 2024. My name is Kennedy Mona. Remember, Iron Port is proudly brought to you by the Ghana Revenue Authority, Guel PLC, Serene Insurance, Ghana Link Network Services, Meridian Port Services, MPS, and indeed Phoenix Insurance. The show is proudly powered by the Ghana Ports and Harbours Authority-GPHA, and our media partner is the Business and Financial Times, the BNFT. If you want to have a grasp of all that transpired on the show, make a date and grab the Thursday edition of the BNFT, and you'll be able to read all that happened here tonight on the show. We, as usual, are going to be streaming live on our social media pages. On Facebook, we are live at Ghana Ports and Harbours Authority. On Facebook, we are streaming live at Port of Tema. And on YouTube, we are live at Iron Port. Now, we are going to be getting interactive with you as usual, and so all you have to do is sit back, relax, and grab your phones and send us your messages and comments via our dedicated WhatsApp line, which is 0538 0373.
And energize your ride with Goil Super XP, compatible with most vehicles. Goil Super XP will feel ya, huh? Will be feel. Goil, good energy. Ja, ya, ya.
Electricity, then pay your taxes. Our taxes, our future.
Because you see, without our taxes, we wouldn't have good roads, good schools, better hospitals, street lights, and other very important social amenities. When we pay our taxes, we give our children free and quality education. Tell God, my money too small. Why should I pay my tax? Look, small. Salifo, it doesn't matter how small or big your business or income is. You still have to pay your taxes. The little taxes from each and every one of us, when put together, could give your community clean water or that deprived school with tables and chairs. Please pay your taxes. It is your responsibility. It is your civic duty. It is the law.
MPS Terminal 3 is Africa's new state-of-the-art container terminal at Tema Port. For manufacturers, agro-processors and traders, the new port means business can be done faster. This infrastructure boost will improve Ghana's port handling capacity, connect more trading routes, and oil the engine of growth for the economy, creating greater opportunities across all sectors as Africa's markets merge and become the largest trading bloc live.
Business and life can be like the sea sometimes. Sometimes serene, sometimes calm, sometimes turbulent, and at times it brings the unexpected. However it is like, trust Phoenix Insurance for your home, car, business, and marine insurance needs. Call 0302 246 319 or 0243 690 492.
At Phoenix, you experience a delightful service delivered with wisdom.
All right, so welcome back. We are now going to take a look at happenings in the port and shipping industry during the week. Indeed, during the week, the Ghana Shippers Authority had cause to celebrate its 50th anniversary. We'll bring you what we know from that event, plus the fact that the Ghana Ports and Harbours Authority also celebrated one of its own, the very vintage Madam Esther Gyebi-Donkor. She held her 60th birthday celebrations. That was on Tuesday on the 26th of November. That was plus a retirement party. We'll bring you details of that just in a jiffy. Plus the fact that Worcester Ghana also has geared up for a milestone year, and it has held its annual general meeting. These and more for your enjoyment. Please enjoy.
Friday with a grand celebration in Accra. The event, themed celebrating 50 years of resilience, honoring our legacy and inspiring innovative excellence, reflected on the authority's 5 decades of contributions to Ghana's shipping and logistics industry. The milestone celebration comes right after the newly enacted Ghana Shippers Authority Act 2024, Act 1122, was recently signed into law by President Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo, strengthening of the GSA's regulatory powers. This new mandate enhances the authority's oversight across sea, air, and land transport, promoting fairness and competitiveness within the industry. Speaking at the event, Minister for Transport Kweku Ofori-Isiama urged the Shippers Authority to embrace the opportunity to build on this enviable legacy to transform the authority into a world-class organization that not only meets the needs of today, but anticipates the challenges of tomorrow.
I urge you to continue to innovate, embrace new technologies and practices that enhance efficiency and sustainability.
Executive Officer of the Ghana Shippers Authority, Kwesi Bafo Otre Sapong, outlined the authority's plans for modernization, including the establishment of an e-platform to tackle non-tariff barriers and the categorization of shippers into tailored service tiers.
As we celebrate this Golden Jubilee, we do so with the assurance that we are better prepared than ever to fulfill our mandate and to charge an even brighter future for GSA, for shippers, for our entire industry, and for our nation as a whole.
He also provided updates on the Buankra integrated with the Shippers Authority to strengthen Ghana's industrial and trade ecosystem.
We recommend sustained investment in port automation and digitization, expansion of port facilities, and the use of advanced technologies like blockchain to streamline customers' process. Collaboration with private sector operators to enhance logistics and cargo handling capacity will also alleviate these issues, and therefore we call on more public-private partnerships in such an engagement.
The event culminated in a captivating performance by renowned Ghanaian musician Samini, who energized the audience and brought the celebration to a joyous close. The Ghana chapter of the Women's International Shipping and Trading Association, Worcester Ghana, is set to intensify efforts in advancing women in the shipping, logistics, and trading sectors. This comes as the organization prepares to mark its 15th anniversary this year. Speaking at the 2024 annual general meeting held semi-virtually in Tema last Friday, Worcester Ghana President Gertrude Ohene-Sienim outlined ambitious plans for the year ahead.
In the coming year, Worcester Ghana will be 15 years old, and we are looking to have a big project with organizations that would want to partner with us to run programs to educate people in shipping, in trade, and in logistics. And as part of the 2025 activities, we'll have the 8th Worcester Conference, which will be held in Nigeria. Ghana hosted the 6th Worcester Conference. The 7th took place in South Africa. So we are hoping to go to Nigeria for the 8th Worcester Conference. The Worcester 2025 AGM will also be held in Barcelona, Spain.
This year's AGM served as a platform for decisive discussion on welfare and further expand Worcester Ghana's impact. Members also reaffirmed their dedication to promoting inclusivity and professional development for women across the maritime and trade sectors. Gertrude Ohene-Sienim, who is also the Chief Executive Officer of Whitestone Shipbrokers and the West Africa School of Shipping, encouraged women in the industry to join Worcester Ghana, highlighting the association's role in building skills and empowering women to excel in their respective fields.
So we are appealing to every lady in shipping, trade, maritime, whether you work in the port, whether you work in our maritime agencies, whether you work in the shipping, trade, logistics department, that join WISTA. We are affiliated to the IMO. We have a seat at the IMO. We are UNTAD affiliated, and we have so many things: educational programs, social programs, welfare programs, and things that build up the entire woman to be a woman of substance.
A notable highlight of the AGM was WISTA Ghana's announcement of its campaign to bring the prestigious WISTA International Conference to Ghana in 2026. If successful, this initiative will position Ghana as a hub for global discussions on gender equity and maritime development. The Ghana Ports and Harbours Authority earlier in the week honored Esther Gyebi-Donkor, the outgoing general manager in charge of marketing and corporate affairs, with a grand celebration marking her 60th birthday and retirement. The event, held in Tema, brought together colleagues, subordinates, industry stakeholders, and well-wishers to commemorate her remarkable contributions to Ghana's port and maritime industry. The celebration was a colorful and joyous affair, with heartfelt tributes pouring in from staff members who worked closely with Esther Gyebi-Donkor throughout her illustrious career. They recounted her tireless dedication, innovative leadership, and nurturing personality, which fostered a positive working environment and inspired many.
To stay till 60 years is by grace.
Yes.
To stay and harbor all those things and deal with them, manage them till 60 years is by grace of God. So if you see anybody's waiting patiently unto God to retire in 60 in a public service, you should give thanks to God.
This is what we can win for Ghana. This is how she was thinking years back for Mother Ghana. These are people, when you work with them, you feel joy and fulfilled.
From my 10 years in operations, and I saw the work of Madame Gyebi-Donkor from terminal manager to the general manager, marketing and corporate affairs, and relate to everybody. Nana has just testified that here. It tells us that this woman has really gone through the mill, and that's why she delivered creditably, as all of us are witnesses today.
And so, Mama, I want to thank you so much for your pep talks and for the way you open your office to me anytime I come in to assist. So on this day, I want to thank you and wish you all the best after retirement.
The next kind is representative, and I can say to you, to you, the Bumbra, and the next thing, and I'm not so much a room and if you bring me money, I can't see the bank. All past year, my Ghana Hapra, I get there 26, 27. Really like Madame Esther. Now, put there.
De leur argument en direction du PDT. On les use our post.
The event was filled with music, dancing, and a sense of camaraderie as attendees celebrated not just the achievements of Esther Gyebi-Donkor, but also the shared memories and partnerships she helped to build. As she transitions into retirement, her legacy as a transformative leader in the maritime sector remains firmly etched in the hearts of all who gathered to honor her. In addition to the glowing tributes, Mama One, as affectionately called by all, was also at the receiving end of gifts from the Marketing and Corporate Affairs Department and admirers from industry.
That was a beautiful party there for Madame Esther Gyebi-Donkor, who happens to be our special guest tonight. We shall be introducing her pretty shortly. But for now, we're going for the word or phrase of the day. Remember, the word or phrase of the day has been fashioned to bring you up to speed with the terminologies and jargons we use in the shipping industry. Today's word is Special Purpose Ship, or SPS. Special Purpose Ship.
Special Purpose Ship, or SPS, means a mechanically self-propelled ship, which by reason of its function carries on board more than 12 special personnel.
Now we are on to our safety tip for this week, and our safety tip for this week happens to be, regular checkups. Regular checkups.
Regular checkups. These are important even when you feel healthy. They help catch problems early when they are usually easiest to treat. It's always a good idea to review your medications with your healthcare provider and pharmacist.
All right, so welcome back. You saw the last news item, which happens to be the one for Mrs. Esther Gyebi-Donkor, the outgoing General Manager, Marketing and Corporate Affairs at Ghana Ports and Harbours Authority. And then on the 26th of November 2024, she clocked 60 years. And that's having served in various capacities at the Ghana Ports and Harbours Authority for 31 solid years. She rose through the ranks to become the General Manager, Marketing and Corporate Affairs. At some stages, she served as the first female terminal manager at Ghana Ports and Harbours Authority, running 3 terminals concurrently. She was called Madam Paperless. That had to do with the role she played to ensure that we implemented the paperless port system, which was announced by His Excellency the Vice President. She slept several times in the office. She lost sleep because of that. And through her instrumentality and with the support of the team that she worked with, they were able to implement it smoothly, beating the timelines that was given to them by the Vice President to implement this particular policy. And so we are deeply grateful to have her tonight in our studios to share with us her story so far. As she joined the maritime industry 31 years ago, rising through the ranks, the challenges, the successes, and all that, the mentorships that she has given to, ladies in particular who are in the industry, and to those of us who have worked, closely with her, under her feet, learning every day, and all that. She is a professional.
And good evening to your viewers.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
We are glad to have you, ma'am.
Madam
Esther Gyebi-Donkor is a member of the Chartered Institute of Marketing, Ghana, CIMG, and she is also a member of the Institute of Public Relations, Ghana, IPR, Ghana. We are going to go and take a look at the documentary we made for her, and then when we come back, we will continue with the interview in the studio. Please stay with us.
Say she's crazy, she got diamonds on.
Mrs. Esther Gyebi-Donkor is the General Manager for Marketing and Corporate Affairs of the Ghana Ports and Harbours Authority. Mrs. Gyebi-Donkor marked 30 years of dedicated and committed service to the authority on 4th of January 2024. She is an assertive, innovative and hardworking professional with good interpersonal skills, leadership skills, public speaking skills, and a team player. She has, over the years, carried her task to the best of her ability and comes out as one whose passion, drive, and resolve for results keeps her on top of her game as a member of the top management of the Ghana Ports and Harbours Authority. She became the first female terminal manager in the history of the Port of Ghana. It was during this period that Port of Tema was adjudged the best managed port in West and Central Africa at the maiden edition of the African Ports Award ceremony. Among the criteria used for the selection were ship turnaround time, or how cargoes were discharged from ships or loaded at ports, how fast and efficient containers were handled at the port, and measures taken to ensure safety of ships, personnel, and cargo. This feat, chalked by the authority, was because of the hard work by Mrs. Gyebi-Donkor and her team. Her efficiency to plan, receive, store, and deliver cargo quickly, safely, and cost effectively to cargo owners, which was her key role as terminal manager, earned her an advanced role at that time to integrate and coordinate the various activities of the three terminals, namely Golden Jubilee Terminal, GPHA Reefer Terminal, and GPHA Transit Terminal from January 2015 to May 2017. Under her leadership, the Golden Jubilee Terminal exceeded container delivery target of 74,216 TEUs by 30%, and she also exceeded reefer container delivery target of 11,130 TEUs by 124%. The transit terminal saw about 50% growth. She had a commendation from the then Director General of GPHA.
Golden Jubilee will be able to deliver over 1,000 containers in a day.
The success achieved at the terminals inspired her promotion to the General Manager in charge of Marketing and Corporate Affairs in June 2017. Her outfit is responsible for crafting, planning, developing, implementing and measuring the success of all the organization's marketing, communication, and public relations activities, and in charge of promoting transit trade, among others. Since becoming the General Manager in charge of Marketing and Corporate Affairs, transit trade exceeded the 1 million TEU target for the first time in 2017, after the drastic reduction in 2009. Mrs. Gyebi-Donkor provided strong leadership in building and overseeing key strategic relationships for business success and growth. Mrs. Gyebi-Donkor is credited with significantly contributing to the smooth implementation of the paperless port system in the Port of Ghana, having been appointed as a member of the National Committee for the Paperless Port Project and serving concurrently as the leader of the Ghana Ports and Harbours Authorities team. The team was tasked with the implementation of the system when the Vice President of the Republic of Ghana, Dr. Mahamudu Bawumia, challenged and directed the port to migrate from manual processes. She is reputed to have earned the tag Madam Paperless from the port community, having exhibited and demonstrated a high sense of commitment and dedication and shown class in her leadership qualities, resulting in the successful implementation of the paperless port system within 2 months, to the admiration of all.
She's very passionate, she's meticulous, and she has a very in-depth understanding of the port processes. And I think that's the reason why she was very instrumental during the paperless transition. And she did serve the authority very well on the committee, and we were able to transition in that short period of time that we were given.
When she was nominated as the coordinator and implementer of the single window project, she brought up all her sterling qualities. She worked day and night, and Esther didn't disappoint anybody.
Based on the success of the paperless implementation, the Port Authority received 2 awards.
Ghana Port and Harbour Authority. Ghana Port and Harbour
It was adjudged the best port in management information system among the member ports of Port Management Association of West and Central Africa in 2018, and the Government Agency of the Year 2018 at the 2018 Ghana Shippers Awards. Mrs. Esther Gyebi-Donkor is also in charge of the GPHA Media Unit, Iron Ports, which is the authoritative television current affairs program championing the drive to bring clarity to the public on the happenings of the port and maritime industry, which is monumental to Ghana's economy. The Iron Port program airs on 2 major national television networks, Ghana Television, DSTV Channel 278, and Metropolitan Television, DSTV Channel 277. The program is also available on YouTube and Facebook, while most of its contents are published by multiple partner media outlets. Iron Port was adjudged the Maritime Media Program of the Year at the maiden edition of the Ghana Shippers Awards, as well as Best Maritime Program at the maiden edition of the Ghana Maritime Awards. The authority's website, www.ghanaports.gov.gh, is also part of her responsibility and is frequently updated with annual performance statistics of the respective ports and information related to its business units. Port users, such as suppliers and vessel agents, can also access their bookings and registration portals via the website. Mrs. Esther Gyebi-Donkor's leadership is not limited to GPHA. She has taken leadership roles in the different areas of the maritime and port industry. She has been a board member of the Ghana Maritime Authority from 2015 to 2019 April. She is currently a board member of the Ghana Shippers Authority. She is a member of the National Trade Facilitation Committee and the Trading Across Borders Working Group. Esther is also a member of the National Gender Trade Subcommittee. She is also a vice chairman of the executive board of Borderless Alliance. She has been a president of the Network for Professional Women in the Maritime and Port sectors of West and Central Africa from 2013 to 2017, after being the vice president of the same network from 2010 to 2012. She is currently an advisor to the network. During her tenure, the network received an award from the President of the Government of the Sinares Islands, His Excellency Paulino Rivero Boate, in 2014 in Las Palmas. Esther formed the Ghana Local Network in July 2023 and already has over 100 members. She is an advisor to the network. Again, Mrs. Gyebi-Donkor was one of the founding members of Worcester, Ghana, where she held the position of the Public Relations Officer from June 2009 to February 2017. She played major roles in organizing Worcester conferences, as well as being a panelist and other activities during her tenure of office. She has also attended many of the Worcester International Conferences. She was the president of the Port Ladies Association, Ghana Ports and Harbours Authority, for 7 years and currently a trustee. It was during her leadership that most ladies were encouraged to further their education so that they can rise to the main challenging roles instead of all of them being secretaries. And huge successes were chalked in this area. Currently, there are more women in management positions in the Port Authority. Her good deeds, hard work, professional acumen, and dedication to duty and the growth and development of the port and maritime industry are not only known in GPHA and Ghana, but in Africa and across the world.
All through West Africa, and I may say Africa, Esther's name is a name that all port authorities know.
This is evidenced in the numerous accolades and awards she has won and received in recognition of her huge contribution to the industry in Ghana, Africa, and the world at large. Mrs. Esther Gyebi-Donkor was adjudged and honored for excellence in Marine and Aviation Award under the Feminine Ghana Achievers Awards in 2019. She is a proud recipient of the African Spanish Maritime Port Women's Conference Award in October 2023 in Las Palmas for her pioneering role in bringing transformational change and giving women a voice in the maritime sector. In October 2023, she again received recognition from Ghana's foremost maritime training institution, the Regional Maritime University, for her contribution to the maritime industry. A citation presented to her read, quote, "As the General Manager for Marketing and Corporate Affairs of the Ghana Ports and Harbours Authority, your devoted service has been outstanding. You are a highly dependable and experienced administrator who demonstrates excellence in the efficiency and quality of work. You readily take up assignments without hesitation. Your exemplary leadership, humility, and great administrative prowess have been attested to by your peers. The university values your dedication, passion and commitment to work, and contributions towards the development and progress of the maritime industry, unquote. She also emerged as the best woman in strategic project management in the maritime and port sectors of West and Central Africa at the 7th edition of the African Ports Awards held in Lagos, Nigeria on Thursday, November 9th, 2023. Mrs. Gyebi-Donkor also won the Outstanding Corporate Support Award at the Maiden Corporate Heads Award by Ghana Institute of Freight Forwarders. It is also worthy of mention that Mrs. Esther Gyebi-Donkor's professional achievement and excellence, as well as her dynamic personality, has been acknowledged nationally, as she has become the favorite of most television news channels, who feature her dynamic works as exemplary within the ports and maritime industry.
Throughout history, it has always been a man's world, but now the male-dominated maritime industry is seeing vociferous women breaking stereotypes and foraying into the trade, creating an identity for themselves.
Meet Esther Gyebi-Donkor, the first woman terminal manager in Ghana with over 25 years' experience in the maritime trade. Esther was the head for 3 terminals: Transit, Refa and the Golden Jubilee Terminal at the Tema port, which was a man's job.
It was a tough area.
This week is dedicated to workers all across the entire world, including this country, Ghana. And Iron Port is going to put a spotlight on some workers who are making international or gaining international and national recognition within the port. We'll be talking about Madame Esther Gyebi-Donkor, one of the women within the port who has risen to the top of the ladder within the port and maritime industry.
The port or maritime industry is mainly gender biased, with males dominating the sector. Yet a few women are braving the odds and successfully blazing the trail in the industry.
Up to date, the percentage of women in the industry globally is so low.
Mrs. Esther Gyebi-Donkor is also a regular contributor to most national daily press, including the state-owned and largest newspaper in Ghana, the Daily Graphic, where she shares a value of experience insight into maritime and shipping subjects of national interest through opinion editorials.
I also had the privilege at that time and over the years of reading her consistent publications and newsletters, which provided the ports and the community with current updates and information on what was going on in our ports and in the industry.
Esther Gyebi-Donkor has participated in a wide range of seminars and conferences where she made presentations during some. Esther Gyebi-Donkor is a chartered member of the Chartered Institute of Logistics and Transport, Ghana, a chartered member of the Chartered Institute of Marketing, Ghana. She is also an accredited member of the Institute of Public Relations, Ghana. Esther Gyebi-Donkor is an alumnus of the World Maritime University, Malmö, Sweden, where she attained MSc in Maritime Affairs, Port Management. She has a Bachelor of Arts in Economics as well as Diploma in Education from the University of Cape Coast. An all-embracing and straightforward professional whose expertise spans marketing, corporate affairs, public relations, port operations, and management, amongst others, Mrs. Gyebi-Donkor has acquitted and discharged her duties to the admiration of all, including staff and stakeholders of the authority.
She loves the job, I should say, because at the operations it was a tedious position to occupy, but she applied herself to it and she was willing to listen. She built the relationship such that no matter the situation that we were facing, the customers would not agitate, yes, because of how she would speak to you, and because you're also seeing that she's making an effort to improve your situation. So it's something that we have all learned whilst we are working with her. In essence, she's a very consummate maritime professional.
Madam Esther has been a mentor and a mother figure in addition to being a stellar boss. She is strategic, professional, extremely capable, and very, very learned. And in short, she's a guru and maestro in everything that she does and handles.
She is someone who is well versed in the industry. When we have issues at meetings, whatever issues that you raise, she is able to articulate herself, explain to you, for you to understand that she knows what she's talking about.
She's very instrumental when it comes to getting the key stakeholders to sit on the round table to discuss issues about the port. She has her way of cornering you to listen to her and understand her point of argument.
She really understood her work. She had a full grasp of the technicalities of port operations to the extent that, for me, I learned a lot from her engagement.
She has a way of telling you no. She won't say no to you, but she will package it in a way that you yourself will say it's no. And when that one is sent to you, it goes straight, in fact, it hits your heart and then you accept it coolly into your system. And then you feel that you have actually spoken to a matured and intelligent woman.
She understands the space, she's rational, she's on point, she doesn't faff around, and she makes the decision and you move on. So in terms of her knowledge and experience, I don't think there's nobody that would come near her within the people that I know.
She's someone who walks her talk. She is very, very diligent and hardworking. Her combination of home affairs and workplace is fantastic. Very few women have that energy. For that, I would recommend her anytime, any day, for any position.
She's a consummate professional. She has attention to detail.
She allows those she works with to thrive and to develop, and she's not threatened in any way. She rather takes joy in seeing us grow and excel.
Trust you me, if you never knew an angel, okay, you could look at Esther Gyebi-Donkor and it will give you an idea of who an angel is.
Esther, the sky is the limit. Keep going, and we are behind you. We are full of support for you. We shall be by you every day, every time, anywhere. We are with you.
No one encounters Esther Gyebi-Donkor without having positive memories of how friendly, motherly, skillful, and professional she is. Mrs. Gyebi-Donkor is noted for her beautiful, broad, and infectious smile. Even amid adversities and challenge in the line of duty.
Here is a case where the vice president was in session and she made a contribution and followed it with a booming laugh. And instead of thinking that it was a protocol breaking situation, it rather broke down the tense moment that we had.
She's got this infectious smile and laughter. She would just burst out laughing, and it's so infectious. Regardless of the situation, regardless of what you're doing, you would have to, your problem that you take to her, you will calm down.
You know, she has a special laughter. And last time I was talking to one of the staff, they said, if Madam is coming, you hear from the ground. You can imagine, someone is at our third, fourth flight. He said, if Madam is coming, you even hear.
Everybody knows how loud Esther's laugh is. And I think that one I'm second to her.
She's happily married to a very loving and supportive husband and blessed with 3 children, a chartered accountant, a computer scientist, and a medical science student. Despite her successful career accomplishments, Mama One, as she's affectionately called, makes time for an enjoyable social life.
That was a very beautiful one for our own Mama One, in fact, filled with nostalgia. And you saw the video, the documentary, and some of the words that the people used. Consummate, astute, a guru, a maestro. Mr. Mante says she understands her space. She pays attention to detail. And my senior brother and colleague, Moses Daute. When we wake up and then the pocket is dry, we say, oh, let's find some topic and go to Madam Esther. And so we are coming to interview her. After the interview, we are very certain that it will be coffee. And it always happened. And she has been a friend to the media, always accommodating, welcoming, and she's nurtured, some of us and some of our media colleagues to the extent that she has become a household name amongst all of us. And just on Tuesday, when we were having a party for her in the office, the GJA had to send the representatives to come and make a donation to her, a presentation, a citation, beautifully crafted, and we enjoyed them reading it to us and presenting it to her. 31 years of your life at the Ghana Ports and Harbours Authority.
Shipping lines, and so talking to me to move to work with them. Yeah. I was happy and enjoying what I do at Ghana Ports and Harbours Authority. You are so fulfilled is when you've been able to execute your job and you have been able to satisfy your customers. Yeah. I mean, they bring complaints, you're able to solve it for them. When I'm in the marketing area, and then when I was at operations, that was even more difficult. Right. You have to encounter a lot of the clearing and forwarding agents, the shipping lines and all that, who really are looking at efficiency, and you have to do your best to deliver and to make them happy. All those things were making me in the industry, both the port and the industry at large. Some will come to you and say that we admire you, the way you work, the way you are hardworking, and so we want to be like you. Can you mentor us through? And then you are coaching them here and there, advising them. It also makes me very happy. Those were also some fulfilling times in my working life. Yes. And then also, of course, when you have feedbacks, in terms of your customers telling you they are happy with what you do for them. Yeah. You also have feedback through awards that you have received, which room to grow, the room to actually bring out the best that is in us. And that is something that obviously, if you are a manager, you would want to have. Absolutely. A boss that you would want to have. Yeah. I also was fulfilled in the period of 31 years when I have these positive feedbacks from a number of staff that I have worked with throughout my journey in the various departments that I have worked. And these feedbacks are positive impacts that I've made in their lives. Right. It gives me joy to see that somebody is happy because of me. Yeah. Right. Even as I go through all these difficulties, and you may not have enough time to pray. She's there supporting me with all the prayers, and then all the advice, counsel, and I love all of them so much, and they have also they have all contributed to what we are seeing today. And then my staff, wonderful staff, wonderful staff. you know, throughout the GPHA, marketing, PR, operations, back to marketing and corporate affairs, and all.
Dedicated to Madam Esther Gyebi-Donkor, who is right here in the studios with us, outgoing General Manager, Marketing and Corporate Affairs at the Ghana Ports and Harbours Authority. And I've been told by the production team that we can activate the phone lines for you to call in. Right. So the number will show on your screen, and then we'll see if you call in, and then you can talk to her. And perhaps you can remind her of some of the encounters you've had with her. If you're a stakeholder or if you're a staff and you want to engage her tonight, you're at liberty to do so. We are not running from this time through till it's 5 p.m. when we shall, wrap up. Remember, this is a special edition, and so we've had to start from you. If you recall how the ports have evolved.
You know, the ship comes with the cranes,
Yeah.
so you use the ship gear to work. But then when this was fitted, we were using them to handle the, and then the draft of that terminal was 11.5 meters.
Yes.
At the time too, that was when we increased the private participation in the ports. It used to be largely handled by the Ghana Ports and Harbours Authority itself. Yeah, but we brought on board a number of private stevedoring companies. We also brought on board some shore handling companies to handle the shore, and that was when some of these off-dock terminals came on board. We have SafeBond that has been handling the vehicles.
Yes.
At the time. We have also come up with a terminal, a private terminal that handles our dangerous cargo containers, that is TBT.
Yes.
And then also, just around that same time, we realized that the port has been able to achieve the TEU targets that we planned for 2010.
Right.
In 2008, we had done around 500,000 TEUs, which we were expecting to do in 2010.
Right.
So the ports were becoming congested. The port was a bit congested. So then the off-dock terminal idea came up. So the Port Authority itself built Golden Jubilee Terminal so that we can bring out the CFS activities out of the port to the Jubilee Terminal. Then we also licensed a number of private off-dock terminals to come on board. TCT, APMT, and all those ones also came on board just to decongest the port.
Right.
And then also, of course, we improved upon security. If you look at what we're doing in the past vis-a-vis what we have today. We at that time, we also have to quickly implement the ISPS code, which is dealing with security for vessels and then our port facilities.
Right.
And then we from that area to when I joined the port, they were using Asikuda as for the clearing, and it wasn't kind of fully automated.
Right.
And so they moved from Asikuda to the GCNet, and then now we have ICOMS. And all those were just improvement on the processes so that we can have efficiency in the clearing process and reduce cost of doing business in our ports. So these are some of the major transformations that I can readily recall.
All right, let's do a few messages now. This one says, Mama Esther is an amazing woman. She is hardworking, kind, respectful, and to crown it all, she never discriminates. She's a mother for all. There's no name attached to this particular message, and we have some more here. This one is from Atu Intakradi. He says, diamonds on the soles of a feet, Ampa. Congrats on a successful career, Mama One. We only pray to see your young women grow into the kind of woman we're blessed to have during your tenure. Aiko, Mama One. And Kujo Inho says, Mrs. Gyebi-Donkor, your dedication to the transit trade and the relationships you have built with landlocked countries have put Ghana on the map. Aiko, for all you've done, we celebrate you. And Abena in Accra says, congratulations, Mama One. Your passion and hard work have paved the way for many of us. For many of us, we hope to see more with Kojo's message about the transit trade and the role you've played. I mean, trade missions that you embark on